Tesla, and I'm going to review how the first month of the year went for me financially. Financial anxiety, climate anxiety, age anxiety all really came for me this month, and then so did COVID. I got tested positive on my birthday and then spent the rest of the month isolating, of course. Not that all of that is necessarily reflected in my spending, that has just been on my mind this second half of January, but even though some unexpected and impulsive things happened throughout the month, I'm going to cut myself slack because it was my birthday month. And plus, I'm still kind of recovering from some symptoms. So I'm not going to stress about it. And I've also switched banks, and there's been lots of transferring and moving stuff around, and it hasn't settled yet. And life has been a little hectic, but that's why we have budgets in the first place, right? So, whatever. And another thing is I change my mind all the time. So even if you just watched my last budget video where I walked you through my thoughts on how and why I categorized my budget, things already look slightly different. I separated out my sinking fund savings and my wish farm savings so I could see what's an essential rotating expense versus things that I just really want. It felt more flexible separating them. And then I thought the term wish farm was so cute and I just wanted that in my budget as a group. Anyway, I might change my mind again later and then just group them all back together, but that's the only difference. Everything else is pretty much the same. So I'm going to go over where my money went, what went well, what could be improved, and just any hiccups and things that I didn't see coming. So, first off, I reached my investment goals, and I think I probably always will because they're automatic, but I did go a tad over, which I guess is nice. Acorns took $11.49 is in roundups, which is basically all the spare change I had from purchases, and then they round them up to the nearest dollar, and then they withdraw at about $5 increments. I use their aggressive eco-friendly portfolio, and I always assume they'll take an extra $10 in roundups on top of the $10 monthly contribution that I do. I got a little frisky and I invested $20 into Bitcoin and $20 into Ethereum. I probably won't do Bitcoin too much anymore though. I'll hold what I have, but I'd probably rather stick to Ethereum or Cardano because even though every coin is bad for the environment, I still prefer giving to newer coins that are slightly more eco-conscious. If you didn't know, there's quite a bit of climate controversy around the blockchain, which includes NFTs and cryptocurrency. I personally need to do more research on it, but as it stands, it still won't keep me from gambling in that market because I do believe that some variation of it will play a big part in the future, and whatever it turns into will be profitable. It's not enough faith for me to make a plan around it or to make it a significant part of my portfolio. I'm also considering making a video about my investing journey and my 2022 plan, and then doing like an investing audit because I feel like there's so much I still don't know about what my money is doing, but we'll see. Anyway, sacrificing like $50 to invest in non traditional mixes isn't a big deal for me right now, and the fact that I'm even venturing into a different space when I'm so risk averse is already a win for me. Another section that went generally well, speaking of how I'm risk averse, is savings. I tend to keep a lot of money liquid, although I would eventually like to even out my savings versus investing scales. I can't figure out a way to see how much I saved per category in the report, so that's why I'm still in the budgeting area. I've got 8 sinking funds, and it looks like I contributed crazy high this month because of my starting balances. Most of this is not new money. So when I subtract the current balance from the starting balance on January 1st, these are the numbers that I get. The sinking funds I put the standard expected amounts into was $92 into my emergency fund, $44.20 into technology, $33.34 into Christmas, and $133 into travel. For the other 5 categories, I'm thankful to have put away more than I would have expected. I saved $75 for medical care, $250 into auto care instead of the usual 50 that I was expecting, $80.35 into my pet fund instead of 38, and I bumped up my monthly buffer by $783.05. That's because I moved some money from leftover categories into that one, and then also because it was my birthday and because everyone felt really bad for me for being so sick, they were generous enough to gift me, I think, like $750 to bump up some of my savings goals. And then I also had more money this month because my 401k contributions still have not kicked in. So that was another $300 a month that I could allocate that I wasn't expecting. It actually makes me nervous because my job said I could start contributing in January, and then they said February, and now they're saying March. So the longer it gets put off, the larger chunk of my paycheck I'll have to sacrifice later in order to meet their matching goals, so I'll have less in the future. But sticking to the positive, I also put $1,264 towards my housing bill buffer as opposed to the usual $936. I moved all the money that was in the housing sinking fund category to my bills category because, as it turns out, you don't have to match your category to the loan calculator, so it still pretty much works the same. So I deleted the mortgage category, and now that's lumped into the bills category, and then I just put all the housing fund there. I had to put more money there this month because I never got my roommate's part of the rent, which did stress me out, but I was able to cover all the housing bills by myself. And then by the time everything got subtracted, it was only a $65.74 positive difference in that savings category. But I'm just grateful it didn't turn out negative, so that's all good. And on to my wish farm saving. Firstly, I changed laser hair removal to teeth whitening. I was going to put 45 there if I got the chance, but I was able to put 50. So it turns out that beauticians, they need students. So you can get the laser services for free if you let them test on you while they're learning. So I've already had one session for free on most of my body. There are parts of my body I won't let a newbie do because I could tell the student was nervous. She also didn't speak English, and the instructor also wasn't really paying attention to what she was doing to me. So, and I think it would be a different student and a different teacher each time. So there are definitely areas of my body that I would want thoroughness and consistency because I can tell there are some areas on me that are a little patchy. So, they can keep calling me back for free sessions, and then they can just do the areas that I tell them to do, and I can pay later on. But this opportunity right now means that I can prioritize whitening my teeth, which will probably be like $400-ish. So that's already funded, and then I'll leave the rest of the money in there for now, and then that can just start whatever else I want to do after that. I think the point of doing a wish farm was to do like a small, medium, and large goal, but all of my goals are over $300, so I don't think I'm following YNAB's intentions, but whatever. So it turns out that I only put $37.68 towards yoga, but I am still on track thanks to the starting balance I already had. I was not expecting to put anything into my down payment or my master's degree education that I eventually want to get, and I probably won't be able to for most of the year, but at least this month I put $123 towards down payment, and I put 50, wait, no. This month my education got $123 and my down payment goal got 50. So overall that is $1,817.36 of my income that stayed in my savings accounts after all is said is done. So considering that I was missing $800, which is not a small amount to miss, and considering I might also be missing that amount in February, I am pretty happy with this. Even though I overspent during my birthday month and whatever, I'm cool with that figure. Now on to where things were not so great, spending. So not including investing, I spent $3,306.03, which is about 64% of my income this month, and that is barely on target. I think it's 1% over target actually. So, getting into my basic expenses, no surprise that housing bills are the lion's share, but the shocker is transportation. My expectation is that no more than $250 per month should go into owning a car, but this is $83 over. I think it's because I was coming back from an out of town trip on the first, and then I took a small trip for a family reunion for my great grandma's 100th birthday. Don't worry, that's not where I got sick. I didn't infect anybody. People were masked and got tested and stuff. So we were all clear that time. I think it's these $3 gas tanks. And then my insurance went up. So my insurance company has an app where you can get a discount for driving safely. But the app never registers when I'm driving. So it marked me as inactive and then I lost that discount. And my mom was pretty surprised by how much I pay. I think this month it was close to like 180. So we went through all the terms and conditions and changed something. So it should be slightly cheaper next month because they had some upcharges that they tacked on there that was crazy. Like apparently I was paying to have my car covered in case I wanted to be an Uber driver. Like why would I pay extra to be an Uber driver? Where does that stuff come from? Who knows? I also got charged an extra $20 for Easy Tag, which is tolls, which I usually try to avoid. But when I don't, then it automatically pulls money into my Easy Tag account in $20 increments. Sorry, I'm going to be too lazy to edit out my coughs. My car expenses will be even more next month because on Wednesday, on my birthday, I was coming home from a COVID test and I was so sick and I was so dizzy and I was also lost because the CVS was way out of the way because it's so hard to find tests. Anyway, I hit a car in front of me at a stoplight. So I'm paying for repairs and it's easily already $1,000. So hopefully my insurance can cover the rest over the $1,000 mark. But whatever I put into my auto fund this month, that's going to be totally drained next month. Groceries was nearly 300 because I've been using HelloFresh more and more. I used to do it like twice a quarter and now I'm doing it like twice a month. Um, the only odd thing about them is sometimes they say it's one price and then they'll tack on like an extra few dollars and I can never figure out why. And like when I contact them, I'm supposed to get small refunds, but then like I don't get them. So that's just one thing to know if you ever want to try them. I hate cooking, and sometimes even paying such a high price, like it's not enough to motivate me. My last HelloFresh meal, I just let it sit in the fridge and it just went bad, which is completely awful of me. So I might just cut it out of my life like after next month. Home care was cheaper than I expected. I didn't really need anything except I'm paying off a TV I bought on Black Friday and then I got some cleaning gloves. It could be more next month. Personal care was more than I anticipated because I was not counting on my stepdad giving me COVID when he took me to my birthday lunch. It was good Italian food, but if I knew, I would completely take that all back. I know it wasn't on purpose or anything, obviously, but that was a bummer. And I never get sick. So in my house, I had no medicine, and it turns out buying all that stuff is expensive, and it is what it is in that category. Pet care was thankfully dirt cheap because I got Chip a bed and then I didn't get him anything else. If I wasn't so cheap, I would pay for an editing platform that would let me overlay images that way you could see him window watching all day. He's like the grandma in the neighborhood who tells everyone your business. But I'm using free software because that's just where I am at right now. So, basic expenses, those are obviously always easy to justify because those are like the necessities. Even when something goes wrong, you need them. How am I going to justify my lifestyle expenses? I don't know. So, I probably shouldn't show you the names of those people, but I lent people $445.24 this month. That is a lot of money to be spotting people. One of the reasons why it's so high is because I impulsively bought a When We Were Young concert ticket. If you grew up listening to like all the emo bands when you were younger, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So this is how much my ticket cost, and then, the other ticket costs the same amount, so that's why it's so high. And then the other one is just helping people out in a tough spot. Hopefully I get paid back, but like if I don't, what can I do about it? There's no point in me hounding people, or at least in this moment, I don't have the energy to hound people. Maybe when I'm feeling better, then I'll be like, hello. But at the moment, like, just gonna trust. Fun money because it was my birthday. Okay, so I wasn't even gonna buy the concert ticket, but I tried on like two separate, maybe even three separate days because they kept adding dates and stuff. And each time I was missing out, and it's in Vegas too, and I'm in Texas, so it's like, how the heck am I even gonna get there? I have no idea. I don't know how it's gonna work out, but it has to. Um, and then I bought a movie off of YouTube. I got myself something else for my birthday, and then early in the month I saw West Side Story. So I would not typically consider spending this much on fun money, but I was very stressed out this month, and stress is a trigger for me, and like every single band I like is obviously in that lineup. If you've seen it, it's like a crazy amount of bands. So I'm just going to pay it off slowly over the next couple months, and it's going to be what it is. Dining out. So I think I wanted to spend $150 for the month on dining out. That's like 90, that's about $93 over 150. I think it's Wingstop and Whataburger that are the repeat offenders, and then also Pizza Hut, because like whenever I'm stressed out, I eat their cheese sticks, but I have done way worse on other months, so let's just lower this next month and not feel too bad about it this month. Subscriptions was a lot, so I pay for Notion. I paid for Canva. I don't remember why, but it was just a 1 month thing, so this won't be popping up next month. I pay for Pandora Music. I don't know if anybody else does that. I feel like everyone's on Spotify, but that's what I use. A carbon offset some of my life, which I feel good about, and then Acorns and YouTube Premium. Pretty standard stuff this month. And so next month it should be about $13 cheaper. For my appearance, I got a gift card, and I got my nails done for the first time in 2.5 years, just gel nails. But I'm really happy with them, and I think I might want to do this like once a quarter or something. Another birthday treat for myself. I'm happy I did it. Then I went thrifting and I got myself a sweater. I really need new shoes. So my shoes have holes in them. The soles are coming off. Like everything I buy clothing wise, like I wear it until it is threadbare and I can't anymore. And I really need new Converse. And so I signed up for a Converse account to get the discount, but then they wouldn't apply the discount. And it's like, you're $1 billion company and you won't even give me like a 15% discount. So, I mean, do I need new shoes? Yes, but I'm going to wait until I'm less grumpy about it and I'm just going to keep wearing shitty shoes. Is it rational? No. Am I a rational person? No. After that is giving. I gave like $20 away, which is actually so embarrassing because with the generosity I received this month, I should have given more away, but maybe I can increase that next month. There was an unexpected expense. Apparently, the refinancing process with Wells Fargo takes 70 days and they charge you for it. And my parents want me to put down like between $1,000 and $4,000, which I was not expecting. So these next few months are going to be a trip for me financially. I don't even want to refinance, but my mom doesn't want the debt in her name, and she's the one who helped me get the house. So obviously, like, I just have to do what she wants to do. Overall, some things could be improved, like spending less on food and less impulsively spending, but now I actually think I want to create a concert category for like anytime I want to just sort of randomly buy into a concert or something. Anyway, I mostly did spend on what I wanted to do, and given how stressed out I was and different things throughout the month, like, I don't know, catching the plague, I think I handled it well enough, I guess. So, um, after reviewing all my budgeting, now I can look into my net worth. So there are two ways that I track my net worth right now. One is through YNAB and the other is through a spreadsheet that I bought from a YouTuber called Gen Z Finance. So this is gonna sound crazy, but before saying how meticulously she tracks her income and entire financial situation, I realized I don't even know how much money I made before. I knew I made enough money to live under my means and to save, but that was that. I never considered tracking investment dividends or interest. The spreadsheet lets me track my income sources, how much money I had in certain places at the beginning of each month, details about my assets and liabilities, and an investment tracker. I think if you buy it, it also offers other sheets, but these are the only ones that I use. I started using this last quarter. For that, I never paid attention to how many shares were going into what. I felt in control of my money, but now I'm like, wow, I can't believe there was so much I did not know. Now I actually know when the stock market is going down. Not that I'm going to pull or change anything, but at least I know that I'm getting these paper losses now. I do wish YNAB could be the only thing I use, but it seems like everyone has something supplementary when it comes to net worth tracking, like Google Sheets. And I need to update this Google Sheet because I'm consolidating my bank accounts to test out the YNAB simple way. So until I update that, let's just go off YNAB for now. Neither in the sheet or in the app do I track the value of my house or my car. I know a lot of people track their home value and it's standard. And I do have it as an option as a tracking account for the price that I bought it at, but I leave it out of the reports and numbers because it costs me more money than it makes me. So in my book right now, it's a liability. Market fluctuations won't matter to me until I'm about to sell. And then even if I sold the house, I would just use the money to get a different house. So it's not like I'm ever going to realize those gains. And if I were to add it to my net worth, I would get too complacent and I would not be motivated to increase my other assets. So anyway, as I track all this stuff for the first of the month, as of February 1st, my net worth is negative $24,832.88, which is an increase from last month by 7.5%. But given all my expenses related to my car, I am pretty sure it's going to go downhill pretty fast in February. That's how January 2022 went, and I'm going to budget my first February paycheck in another video. So thanks for watching and stay safe. Wish me a happy birthday. Actually, don't wish me a happy birthday. I'm going to pretend like my birthday is in February so that way my birthday can be at a time when I'm not sick. Okay, yeah, that's a good plan. Okay, bye.